for a delightful detour from the everyday hustle. Immerse yourself in what's next. Onward to entertainment. Do you want to see the face of someone dying inside? Well, here's a man being caught having dinner with his girlfriend by his wife.
Having dinner? What's going on? Okay, well, I'm his wife, so what kind of friend are you?
We work together.
You're sitting in the car. I need to park here.
No, I'm parking here. I live here.
Well, get out. You
What?
don't have a car pass.
I do, and it's not your business. I live here.
You're here a lot, and I see you. You don't live here. And even so, I need to park here.
That's not how it works.
You are a disgusting piece of crap.
Your mother.
This is the world's most venomous fish, and it disguises itself to look like a stone. So 2 portions of nope for this thing then. And speaking of camouflage, can you see the octopus? Well, just wait a few seconds.
We're behind the 8 ball, as it were, if we think the world looks like how we see it.
This kid is definitely in training to be a superhero when he's older. You know the way your mom used to take out your splinters? Well, imagine this. Pro tip from Akimbo, you can't have dogs and nice things. It's one or the other. One of those rare times when your miraculous ability to walk on water comes in handy. This guy is so impressed with his own catch that he assumes he must be, Spider-Man? It's never pleasant being crammed into a crowded train, especially if you're this guy. Believe it or not, this excavator is normal size. That's how huge the quarry is. So you can download this fake cracked screen background. Everyone knows that, right? Well, this guy didn't.
Turn that thing off.
When this Harlem Globetrotter showed this high schooler a trick, he didn't realize he was the world freestyle champion.
He's the world champion in basketball freestyle.
If there's one clear winner of the wrong place at the wrong time award, then it's these guys who got lost in the middle of drug cartel territory.
Please, 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 what? Please, please, please.
No, bro, okay?
I'm about to pass out.
No,
Logan, don't. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay.
No problem, okay?
Nigel, we want to know, is there anything you'd like to say to our stenographers just to tip things off?
Scissor G.
Okay.
Gosh, she's beautiful.
Did you hear that? All right, so we'll open it up to questions.
Luck or skill? Or has he sold his soul to the mini golf devil? When even the ball isn't sure if it's going to score.
Nicely done. Oh!
This is the Navy equivalent of when a dog sees you walking past the fence. We're no expert on sewers, but they're not supposed to explode, right? You know what we don't see enough videos of? Crocodiles having a day at the health spa. When you've got the world's biggest snowball, you just have to throw it at something, or into something. Yeah, all these other cars have got stuck in the water, but my car is different. Oh, wait, no, it's not. When giving your kids a driving lesson, make sure they're aware of all possible hazards. You know, like police cars.
Break! What were you doing?
This just isn't a good start to the day. There's nothing more romantic than sharing a hobby together with your partner and then drowning her like a witch. These people have just found the 21st century equivalent of a pirate's treasure.
Careful, be careful!
A lost shipping container full of iPhones. This is why we never see life on Mars. They're too scared of being hit by golf balls. If you've ever flown around a tornado, then can you even call yourself a good pilot? The scariest movie in the history of cinema, Attack of the Killer Giraffe. When you lose control of your car, but with style. The look on this woman's face says it all. The one time you really don't want to flip the camera onto selfie mode. When you photobomb at the worst possible moment. And here's a scene from a new documentary, When Idiots Meet Buffaloes. Amazingly, he was fine in the end.
Oh no. Oh God. Oh God, no, no.
When the thought of the pain you've narrowly avoided is worse than the actual pain. No, you're not seeing the world's slowest moving tsunami. This is a rolling cloud. You need strong legs to be a weightlifter, and you need to be twice as strong if you're this weightlifter. Yes, there's nothing as exciting as the physical impact of global warming.
Oh my God! Oh! Oh my God!
When your guardian angel has 4 legs and fur. It's a little known fact that dogs hate skateboarders. That's why they always carry a secret weapon. An ingenious way to get through security, right in front of the security guards. You should always look left and right before crossing the street, in case of cars, motorcycles, buses, or elephants. When you're chopping down trees, pedestrian fatalities is just part of the job. We really hope there's a green screen involved here. Here's the lesser-known Spider-Man monkey. You may recognize him from Across the Spider-Verse. This lion's clearly hungry for some meat, but not the stuff that's been thrown over the fence. Now, here's something you don't see every day, a cannibal alligator. When this woman's anti-vax city councilor came to her door, she had the perfect response for him.
I'm Michael Van Holst, your city councilor.
Oh, yes, you're the anti-vaxxer guy, right?
What?
You're the anti-vaxxer guy?
Well,
Get fucked.
You get the feeling this police officer might not have been doing this very long.
Well, A, it's not a competition, and
Midway through an interview, excuse me.
B,
When you're zipping along a high wire at high speed, the last thing you expect to see is a sloth.
don't worry.
I just clocked your Stranger Things.
The Noble Banquet is a prestigious event with many prestigious scientists, so you don't usually want to drop food on them. If you make yourself look bigger, then there's a good chance a bear will leave you alone, but you'll still need a fresh pair of underpants afterwards. When you think you're tricking an alligator, but the joke's on you. Can it see us? With those teeth? Let's hope not. Nothing to see here, just the moon, with a little boat sailing across it. When it comes to tug of war with a tiger, never bet on the human. The new Netflix crime documentary, Fish Murderers. We're gonna take a wild guess and say that this father wasn't entirely happy with the results of his gender reveal. When this chess player refused a handshake and then refused it again, he wasn't aware that he'd have to forfeit the game. Whoops. This guy was eventually fine, but it's ironic that his life was saved by something that looks like a grave marker. And now, for a change, here's an example of someone doing the right thing in the right place at the right time.
No way!
We're gonna go ahead and say this was more luck than skillful driving. This guy had a lucky escape. He wasn't wearing a hard hat, but that probably wouldn't have helped him much anyway. And here's a slightly less terrifying version of Jaws. Less teeth, more beak. Here's a tip from Akimbo. Don't go for a romantic walk across this sand. This is why it's much easier for crocodiles to just go to KFC. Nothing to see here, just playing a fun game with a bear in my house. We're not sure what the relationship between this mom and her daughter's dad might be, but when she sees that her lip tattoo says Daddy, she seems less than impressed.
Does it say Daddy?
This waiter accused a customer of not paying the tab, only to be marched back into the restaurant to see not only the payment, but his tip, which he didn't get.
Yeah, you can get my change. Yeah, that's fine. You can get my change. All right, that's fine. See, you were so focused on us, you couldn't focus on the task.
Here's a priest who's presumably conducted a few weddings, acting like he's never heard of a wedding photographer.
Please, sirs, leave. This is a solemn assembly, not a photography session. Please move, or I will stop.
Sometimes life takes you in every direction besides the one you're supposed to be going. This guy was lucky to survive, but how do you even do this in the first place? And now, the creepiest monkey in the history of the world. Even for Christmas trees, there's such a thing as too much snow.
Actually, I think we got it.
As long as you keep moving on the surface of a non-Newtonian fluid, then you won't sink. The same doesn't apply to water, unless you're a certain character from the Bible. We're not sure who lives in that house, but they clearly did something to upset the gods. This farmer left the pro-fracking committee speechless when he asked them to drink a glass of this lovely brown water from a fracking zone.
So you told me this morning when I was in here talking to you that you would drink this water, right? So would you drink it? Yes or no?
Here's a rare occurrence, Gordon Ramsay being told what's wrong with his cooking.
I think that doesn't taste too bad. It's not perfect.
For you, but not for me.
You're a tough cookie. I want to keep an eye on the monks to see how it goes down.
Now here's a visual representation of the word busted. Two tips. Always attach shelves to the wall and never climb on the shelves that aren't attached to the wall. We're not sure what this is, unless it's poop from a passing pterodactyl. This dad was unwise enough to say, "You can keep what you catch." When you can afford your own plane, you can also afford a machine that switches off gravity. Think that bears can't communicate with humans? Well, you've just never had the right snacks.
Oh no!
If your water looks like this, then there's no way it's going to keep you hydrated. Breaking your chair when you're on camera is bad enough. But being the only one of the audience on camera is particularly mortifying.
It was a big moment. We had somebody fall over in their chair. They're so excited.
When this kid saw her dad without a beard for the first time, she didn't know what to do. But she did go back to check again several times, just in case bearded dad had come back. When you try to save time but end up serving time in your own private prison. Hey kids, stealing stuff is cool. Oh, hang on, no, it's not. Here's an example of your guardian angel showing up at the very last minute.
Oh shit!
Demolish the water tank, not yourself. If you've missed arm day at the gym, then why not just carry a tree around instead? If there's one thing that you'd expect to be car wash proof, it's your car. Have you ever tried writing a hip hop tune on a Jaguar? This woman has.
But let me spank that butt.
Yeah, just out for a nice relaxing day out with my pets, 500 bees. And now here's a man who's forgotten that he no longer has a beard. When you're expecting one thing, but you get entirely another thing. Oh, and you're being pranked too. When you think your son has just gotten a car, but then you remember that he's not invisible. This guy crashed a very expensive car, and his sense of humor was beyond repair.
You can't park that there, mate.
Back off!
Well, in fairness, that bottle clearly doesn't want to be opened. When you have a day job, but you dream of soccer glory. Just a dog in a bag, living his best life. This is clearly one of those trucks that delivers mist and fog around the country. Some people just have too much free time at work. The world's biggest bubble and the world's most annoying bird. It's never comforting to hear the police scream. And now here's Gordon Ramsay, again, being told how terrible his cooking is. Again.
Cooked in the middle? Yeah.
Is that cooked in the middle?
Yeah. No.
Oh, shit. No, it's not actually. All right, smart ass. 2 minutes, please. How did you know that wasn't cooked in the middle?
This guy knows that by staring down the river, you'll always look cool. Here's why you should never park your car diagonally. This guy almost became the railway version of roadkill. But amazingly, he survived without a scratch. You're about to see what ecstasy looks like in slow motion. When a motorcycle stunt meets a slight lane mishap. Sometimes you catch something you don't want when you're fishing, but never something like this.
Ooh, really sticks.
And here's something else you don't often see on camera, or even off camera, the sea on fire. Here's what Miami's elite police bicycle task force looks like in practice. And then how they look like in reality. It's a basic law of the universe. Cats can always spot the person in the room who hates cats.
So we've been trying to catch this little fucking mouse.
Porch cams are great. They keep you safe and catch all of your embarrassing physical comedy moments. You know when you hate your job so much that you look for ways to get fired? Well, that's what this vending machine was doing by giving away free snacks. What you're about to witness is the Bruce Lee of Jenga. If you're a fan of zombies with wings, then you'll love this. What you're looking at is a graveyard for military planes. And now for some actual video footage of God getting really angry. You've heard of boneless chicken and boneless fish? Well, here's a boneless cat. Up in the sky, the hawk is king, but the land is ruled by the rabbit?
How come you claim to be 5'9" even though you're like 5'5"?
You're 5'9"?
I'm actually 5'9".
Okay, come over here, let's see.
Another rule of the universe, people always look smaller when they're far away. When you're terrified by a swarm of journalists, and they're not even there for you. You're about to witness the one massive difference between the sexes. Well, on a positive note, at least the adhesive definitely works. Here's one guy getting lucky. Then another guy getting lucky. And then another guy getting lucky. It's lucky that this complete lack of footballing skill was caught on camera. This giant anteater is about to have dinner, and like a bunch of weirdos, we're gonna watch her eat.
Then she uses her secret weapon. A 2-foot-long tongue.
This place is called Gravity Hill, and you're about to see why.
That's not coming back. There we go.
Apparently, this is the sound a tiger makes when it's pleased to see a human. Or not pleased.
Ooh.
Are they falling? Are they flying? And more importantly, how does the guy recording it keep the camera steady? This bride jokingly said no just before saying yes. But suddenly lost her sense of humor when the marriage was canceled. On your driving test, there's always one vital thing you forget to do.
It's my handbrake on.
Okay, zero and the car's still off.
Oh.
That's it.
Makes sense, thank you.
It's your big day, you're finally getting your degree, all eyes are on you, and nobody will ever forget this moment. Oh well. Out of everyone in the stadium, this guy was lucky enough to be in line to catch a baseball, and then he dropped it. But then the universe sent him another one, and he dropped it, and then amazingly, against all odds, there was another one, and he dropped it.
But he got the ball.
But he got the ball, and he's a good sport about it.
When you're doing things like this, it's always better to lose your skateboard than your life.
Yeah.
This guy must be part human, part frog. In the battle of excavator versus cooling tower, nobody ever really wins. Snorkeling through jellyfish might sound like the name of an alternative rock band, but that's literally what's happening here. This effect is known as bioluminescence, and those two things are known as feet. Yes, we here at Akimbo are full of knowledge. When you agree to help 7,000 bees move into their new house. When the cat you normally cat sit discovers another cat in your house, the results can be worthy of a TV soap opera. Here's a woman who clearly loves her job. When you're caught having the wrong conversation with the wrong man, and it could never be the right time. This dog and this man managed to not notice each other for a significant amount of time. But when they do... Here's a guy almost killing himself and his friends, which is weird because he really looks like he knows what he's doing. Whoa! These kids are what car drivers amongst us refer to as, oh yeah, complete idiots. Whoa! Unless this is a natural geyser on the side of the freeway, you can bet somebody got fired. These raccoons have been given some bad advice. If you don't move, then humans can't see you. Honking the horn stopped this bear from getting in the car, but it also probably made people come out into the street, only to be faced with a bear.
Keep honking.
That camera looks expensive. Missed it. It's nice to sometimes have a waiter with a sense of humor. But not always. This guy's disappointed walk back to the house says it all. When you try to look cool, but almost end up cooking yourself. Pro tip from Akimbo, never look in a hole. Any kind of hole. There's never anything good waiting for you. Frankly, it's amazing this guy survived long enough to star in this clip. Jackass, the under 12s version. We're gonna say that this girl doesn't have any problems with bullies at school. Is this bird drowning? Is it taking a nice relaxing swim? Or is it simply preparing dinner? Yeah, everything's fine. Just 3 UFO-shaped holes in the clouds. This rock is otherwise known as the seat for people who don't want to live. Yeah, that flashlight should really be on the tree, not in the eyes of the driver. This guy planned to scare his friends by throwing an eggplant against his window. But eggplants are pretty heavy. When you look into the future and see the guy who's going to take your job. This is what happens when your two hobbies are cooking and karate. When you have fun and then escape death, all within 30 seconds.
Get out of there!
Everyone's got a routine for taking out the garbage, but this is ridiculous. An exclusive clip from the new Fast and Furious movie. If most of us were standing on this wind turbine, we'd produce as much wind as the turbine. This is some fast water drinking, although we've probably all done this with a hangover. How Hell's Angels chop wood. When you've just popped in to use the handicap stall, and there's a line of wheelchairs outside waiting for you to come out. If you've got loads of keys, then you should probably invest in a quality key ring, like this woman didn't. Meet the most unpopular cat in the world. Well, in this house. This woman's forgotten that only ghosts can walk through solid trucks. The funny thing about going diving with man-eating sharks is that they might want to eat you. Yes, here he is, the Santa Claus of raccoons. This is either a guy who's very skilled with a remote control or the world's smallest rally car driver. The old battle of man versus the sea, which man always loses. It's a little known fact that goats aren't born, they grow on trees. Have you ever seen three frogs look annoyed? Well, you have now. Now, this is a great first date. It's hard to say it wasn't me when you're caught spraying your name onto something.
Yo, God. Guess where this is going, boys? Straight to crime, stoppers.
Cats use mattresses in a very different way to humans. This is a really original way of arriving to work. More accidental basketball skill here, but you can bet that's not what he said. Don't you hate it when your dining companion eats like a pig? Here's Thor, god of thunder in his younger years. A dolphin having fun playing with its new best friend, a massive ship. If you're looking for something with plenty of horsepower, then look no further. Sometimes you have to apologize to God for the thoughts you've just had.
Get it!
These guys thought they could prevent their car being towed by employing some inventive parking. Unfortunately, the person in the truck had clearly seen this kind of thing before. Because this trick shot is on camera, nobody can deny it happened, and nobody can get the guy who made it to shut up about it. When this Good Samaritan spotted the driver of this car having a seizure, he wasted no time in helping them avoid a catastrophe. Cats tend to have a sense of superiority until they see one who completely outclasses them. You've heard of the singer Seal? Well, this is how he started. If you have hay fever, then stay away from this video. The David versus Goliath effect. The mark of a good prank is when you can't tell if it's a prank without taking your clothes off. We're with this guy. This is truly the world's craziest door. When a shortcut turns into the worst decision of your life. Some people make a stupid decision and then admit that it was stupid. Other people, however, make a stupid decision and then commit to it. Ah, these must be those domino trees we've heard so much about. two words you never want to hear together are ricochet and axe. Do not try this at home, Akimbo fans, especially if you don't happen to be a mountain goat. Interesting. It's like a Batmobile, if Batman didn't want to see where he was going or get into the car in the first place. When you accidentally steal a shark's lunch. In case you weren't aware, mushrooms are weird and beautiful. And if you eat any of these ones, then you'll almost certainly be dead. Check out this cat's face when he realizes that ice water is cold. And now, a celebrity hip-hop clip. This is Lil Uzi Vert embarrassing himself in Nav's pool. Some dogs decide to do dog things at the least convenient time. You know what we were saying earlier about looking left and right? Well, yeah, that. Brace yourself for the coolest way to walk away from a stunt ever. Watch the woman on that bike completely cheat death. Sometimes even dogs need to use public transport. This is how water acts in space, and also why you should never go to the space bathroom in front of anyone. And now, a man who's clearly an alien. Here are some football fans celebrating. See if you can spot the guy who supports the other team. Here's my new phone. Oh, and now it's a piece of trash. To be fair, this guy does everything right. He treats those doors with gentleness and consideration, and then... Basketball players seem to have more than their fair share of luck, don't they? God was clearly mad at this guy. Not too mad. This gives the phrase moving house an entirely new meaning. The profound sight of a dead moose which has returned to nature. This guy has so many different looks, and they say Harry Styles is a fashion icon. Planning a family day out at the zoo? Then why not visit the Scorpion House? We know that hairspray is capable of causing a fire, but how about a hairbrush? This guy came for a job interview at the BBC, and because he had the same first name as someone who was due to be interviewed on air, that's exactly where he found himself.
Do you think now more people will be downloading online?
Actually, if you can go everywhere, you're gonna see a lot of people downloading to the internet and the website, everything they want.
Yeah, I know, it's happened to all of us. You're out snowboarding and then you're attacked by a wild boar. The question is, how did he expect this to turn out? This is a perfect definition of the word almost.
My goodness, Pierre. You can't get involved?
This guy seems pretty relieved when he makes this jump. Wouldn't it have been easier to not do it? And another example of public transportation for animals. Goats have places to be too, you know. When you don't know whether to laugh, cry, or scream. When your cat's upset you came home late without messaging it. Some people have squirrels in their backyard. These guys have a family of bears.
Right where Tom's videoing them. They're right on top of our fence, Sherry. It's wild. On your fence in the back? Yeah, she just came out of your backyard. Her little cubs were stuck.
Security guards have never been known for their love of romance. When your food looks so good that even the local lizards can't control themselves.
Ay. Vete, vete. Su puta madre, se me está comiendo el taco entero.
When you try to save time by taking a shortcut and then have to spend the rest of your life inside that shortcut. This laptop fits perfectly into the space behind the plane seat if you hate your laptop and want to see it destroyed. This bird was lucky enough to find a place to shelter, and a guy by the door who likes birds. If it wasn't for this neighbor's sharp hearing, this little girl's future could have been very different. When a Rottweiler doesn't want to go home, you really know about it. Thinking of getting a tattoo? Then you'll probably want to watch these horrific close-up shots. When you not only lose your phone, but then have to watch it drown.
There it is on live scope, falling down. You just scared all the perch away.
This creature is officially known as a WTF.
Ma, you see this?
Holy shit! What the hell is that?
What is happening?
Well, someone's not in a celebratory mood. If you're gonna test drive something as expensive as a Maserati, then watch out for nearby buses. When you love her so much that your emotions flow like a river. This is what efficiency looks like. Putting crates back on a truck before you've even taken them off the truck. School bus drivers aren't contractually obligated to save lives. This one did. From the makers of Angry Birds, the new mobile game phenomenon, Angry Crocodile versus Terrified Impala.
Yes!
How do you stop your pool balls rolling around on a ship? With a gyroscope, of course. Nature is already a work of art, but sometimes you can add to it. You've seen the movies Snakes on a Plane. Well, here's the sequel, Goats on a Wall. Deer are such gentle animals that they'll even let themselves be bullied by a cat. Do you remember that game, Pick Up Sticks? Well, how about trying it on a much bigger scale? And in water.
What'd you think of?
What the hell was in that water bottle? Politicians love using well-known quotes, and sometimes they even get them right. Not this time, though.
As the adage says, you give a poor man a fish and you feed him for a day. You teach him to fish, you give him
Here's a free physics lesson from Akimbo, just in case the driver of this truck might be watching. Oil spills, ladies and gentlemen, are slippery. This guy has one lucky right foot. And here's another legend from the world of competitive baby catching. Some ducks are better at being pedestrians than people. This little guy shows up every day with dried seeds or shells and gets hazelnuts and almonds in return. Seems like a good deal. When you're out for a leisurely spot of fishing and you accidentally catch a dinosaur.
Look at the size of this fish. Oh my goodness, Charles. Unbelievable.
This is the best vantage point to watch a rocket taking off, as long as you don't want to keep your eyebrows or the flesh on your face.
Oh, good afternoon. I was hoping to speak to Tess, please.
The old jokes are the best.
Oh, right, okay. It's Testicle. Testicle? I'm so sorry.
It's a strange fact of nature that when people try to steal mobile phones, they never expect the door to be locked. How not to train for the Olympic high jump. One inch closer to that concrete, this guy would have never emerged from that water. Not many people are lucky enough to have an encounter with a creature like this. When you wanted your parents to buy you a puppy, well, all you got was a lousy bear. If you suffer from vertigo, then you might want to look away now. Look at the concentration on this guy's face until he spills that drink. Wow. Every professional belly dancer must undergo the water bottle test. This guy lost a game of rock, paper, scissors and the match ball. You can almost see his heart break. When your plastic garden chair turns into a recliner. This old cyclist acted like a rebellious teenager and ended up looking like a crying toddler. Now, first of all, these guys were fine in the end, but it certainly doesn't look like it. When you're good at your job, but you also hate your job. And now, real-life Super Mario, plus a dog. For a truly dedicated gamer, there's no such thing as a bad time or place to play. Like an early 80s video game, crabs live their entire lives entirely in 2D. Stop it, Cloud. You shouldn't be behaving like that. Yes, the thing about trailers is that they've got wheels. It's birthday time again, so Dad needs to use the anti-little brother plate. Now, we here at Akimbo are not demolition experts, but aren't you supposed to use dynamite and, you know, get really far away? Now this is one quality piece of construction equipment.
No, too much money. It's no good operator.
The most popular water sport in Ireland. Everybody loves a snack, even weird big-headed fish. Bad news if you're scared of rats, they've now learned how traps work. And if you're an arachnophobe, this clip will haunt your nightmares forever. Nobody likes to say goodbye to their friends, even dogs. Don't worry, they eventually told her that it wasn't a real bowl. No, Akimbo fans, we're not sure what's happening here either. You know how they say pedestrians always have the right of way? Well, not always. Some people need to get their water out of a well, but the people in this town need to get their well out of the water. It's your birthday! And as a gift, we're gonna scare you to death. This might look like oil gushing out of the ground, but it's actually a volcanic eruption in Indonesia. It doesn't get more rock and roll than two dogs mating on top of a moving truck. Of all the things to drop, paint is probably the one you want to avoid most. When you're so happy with the goal that you start to trash all of your personal possessions. Here's a meteorite exploding over an active volcano. You thought your vacation shots were good. This cat is clearly the reincarnation of Harry Houdini. It's important to make time for quality bonding activities with your kids, like feeding them to a shark. No matter how much of a peacemaker you are, this is one fight you wouldn't want to get in the middle of. Here's a man who's really enjoying himself. Until he sees the camera.
Police!
This guy pretended to be the police, and then realized he was on camera, and then pretended not to be the police. What a confused young man.
Oh shit, I'm in the wrong room.
This is just someone completing a jigsaw puzzle. A 42,000-piece jigsaw puzzle. Another sad moment of nature. A lynx attacking a deer. This is one nightclub you really don't want to be thrown out of by the doorman. This girl is clearly double jointed, or triple jointed, or quadruple jointed. How much skill do you need to be a professional hockey player? Well, enough not to trash a TV studio while live on air. Wow, this waiter is amazing. Oh, wait, no, he's not. Fetch? Only if I can take my tricycle. When your dashboard becomes a catboard. Here's one of those helpful guys who's always happy to pick up a hitchhiking tiger. The most incredible sunset ever? Very possibly.
Joining me is Jackson State Coach Prime. Is that the same?
Dog, it's the same. Like
when the person you're interviewing doesn't believe that you are you.
See, like if I say, man, what's up, Rob J? That's me. What's up, Rob J? Did you see the difference? That's what you do. And I don't know who you trying to please out there, but I just want you to try your best to be you.
It's a good job he spotted that security camera before removing his own package. This is always the best way to transport a fragile item. A home run doesn't necessarily mean the ball heads for the exit, except in this case. Brace yourselves, Akimbo fans. This clip is so dramatic, you'll make the same sounds as the people in it. And here we have a solemn 1-minute silence before a sports event. Or a chance to have a nice chat. Whatever you prefer. You should never use your phone while refueling, although not for the reason you might think. More camouflage now, this time from an animal not usually known for its intelligence, the human being. Here's a man who makes Santa look like he doesn't have any Christmas spirit by literally creating his own snowflakes. What the hell is this? Are you afraid of heights? Maybe look away now. They must have one of those infinity bathtubs. Jaws for toddlers. This guy decided to put the most expensive bottles in this room to keep him safe. Just when you think the mopping is finished. When an elephant gets closer and closer and closer and then decides that stepping on you would be far too much trouble. If the heater's broken in your car, then here's a completely over-the-top solution. When you train your cats to live out all of your superhero fantasies. This is impressive, but not as impressive as the fact that he remembered nothing about it when he sobered up. Romeo and Juliet, the reptile version. Here's some footage of when the Flash took part in high school athletics. Here's a guy who really knows how to impress a date. And now for some impressive stunt work by an idiot. We're not body shaming or anything, but this is one fat cow. Why not top off this collection of unbelievable moments by doing something unbelievably awesome and clicking subscribe?